Welcome dear students. Today we are going to learn practice set 1.2. But due to coronavirus there is lockdown, and that's why our SSC board they have eliminated our 25% syllabus. Now I am going to tell you that in earlier lecture we have learned the important theorems, angle bisector theorem as well as property of three parallel lines and their transversal. Now please open your textbooks and mark those eliminated part in your textbook. I am going to tell you only for chapter number 1. Now come on page number 8. On that page one activity is given. From that activity you are going to eliminate the property of an angle bisector theorem of a triangle from page number 8 and entire page number 9. That means the statement of this theorem as well as the proof of the theorem is eliminated for this academic year 2020-21. Now come on page number 10. There is there is converse of angle bisector theorem. This statement of converse is also eliminated from our syllabus. Now next to that there is property of three parallel lines and their transversal. The proof of this theorem is also eliminated from our syllabus. Now on next page number 11 they have again given all the four theorems and converse, where we are going to learn only the basic proportionality theorem and converse of basic proportionality theorem. The next statement number 3rd and 4th is eliminated from our syllabus. Now come on page number 12. There is there are two solved examples and two activities are given. From those examples only we are going to learn example number 1. From second example and next two activities are also cancelled from our syllabus. Now today we are going to learn practice set 1.2. From this practice set we are going to complete only 3 questions. Question number 2, question number 4 and question number 10, which are based on basic proportionality theorem as well as its converse. All other examples are eliminated from our syllabus for this year, academic year 2020-21. That means from practice set 1.2 you are going to study only 3 examples, question number 2, 4 and 10. Now we are going to complete those examples. Observe on blackboard. I am going to take question number 2 from this practice set. Now first of all observe the given figure. An acute angle triangle is given. In that triangle another segment is given. Name of the triangle is P, Q and R. Again they have given the line which is segment NM. Now please read the given example. In triangle PQR, PM is equal to 15. I am going to substitute the given values in the figure. PM is given as 15. Entire PQ is given as 25. Entire length of this segment PQ is given as 25. Again, they have given entire PR as 20. Length of segment PR as 20. And length of NR is equal to 8. And the question is, state whether the line NM is parallel to side RQ. Now, observe the given example and think about the example orally. Now, here you are going to prove that whether the line NM is parallel to RQ or not. Now, here I am going to use converse of basic proportionality theorem. But before using the converse, I want to use betweenness, since I have not given the length of MQ as well as length of PN. Therefore, use the given betweenness. First of all, find out MQ and PN. Then take the ratio. If both the ratios are equal, then by converse of basic proportionality theorem, we are able to prove that line NM is parallel to line RQ. Now, how you are going to use betweenness? In 9th standard, you have studied this concept. Observe the figure on blackboard. I am going on right side. P dash M dash Q. It is given in the figure. Now, using this betweenness, I want to find out MQ. Therefore, PM plus MQ is equal to PQ. Now, substitute the given values. PM is given as 15. I am going to find out MQ, and PQ is given as 25. Now, transpose this 15 on that side. We will get MQ is equal to 25 minus 15, and therefore length of MQ is equal to, when we subtract 15 from 25, how much remaining? 10 is remaining, and therefore I will get value for the segment MQ is equal to 10. Similarly, apply again betweenness on this left hand side. That betweenness is P dash N dash R. Here also I am having NR as well as entire PR. I am going to find out PN, and therefore using this betweenness, which is given PN plus NR is equal to PR. Now substitute the values. I am going to find out PN. NR is given as 8 and PR, entire PR, is equal to 20. Now again transpose 8 on right hand side. 20 minus 8, I am getting Pn is equal to, when I subtract 8 from 20, how much remaining? The subtraction is, answer is equal to 12. Now I am getting the value of the segment Pn as well as MQ. Now to apply converse of basic proportionality theorem, apply. Now I am going to find out the given two ratios. That is, therefore, the ratio Pn is to Nr is equal to, now my value of Pn is equal to 12 and Nr is equal to 8. Now we know that both the figures are from table of 4. That is 4 3s are 12 and 4 2s are 8. This is my statement number 1. Similarly, find out the ratio on that side also, right side. That is PM upon MQ. PM is equal to how much? 15. And we get the value of MQ as 10. We have found here that MQ is equal to 10. Again, 5 3s are 15 and 5 2s are 10. Ratio is equal to 3:2. And therefore, my next conclusion is, from 1 and 2, we get, what we get? Both the ratios are equal. That is, Pn upon Nr is equal to Pm upon Mq. And therefore, by converse of basic proportionality theorem, what we will get? That line NM is parallel to line RQ. Now, using the converse of basic proportionality theorem, here in this example, we have proved that the given line is parallel to the given third side of that triangle. Now, before that, we have used the betweenness. In our question paper, these steps are also having weightage, and therefore use betweenness. First of all, find out the required two segments and then find out the given ratio. This is the solution of our question number 2. Now we will complete the next question from the practice set, that is question number 4. Now we will read next question, that is question number 4, which is given on page number 14. Now again one figure is given. I am going to write question number 4 from practice set 1.2. Again triangle ABC is given. I am going to draw the figure, draw a figure for the getting the concept clear. First of all, the bigger triangle is triangle A, B and C. Then again, this line or segment is given as PQ. And they have given the measurement of two angles. This angle APQ is 60 degree as well as angle ABC is also 60 degree. Now I am going to read the question. Measure of some angles in the figure are given. Prove that AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. Now observe the figure. When I can prove this, that AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC, we learn basic proportionality converse of basic proportionality theorem, that when PQ is parallel to BC, then and then only we can say that the segment PQ divides the two sides in proportion. That means my first decision is I have to prove that PQ is parallel to BC. Now with the help of given things, how I can able to prove this? They have given the measure of two angles as equal. Those two angles whose measures are equal, is there any relationship between those two angles? Yes, this is a pair of corresponding angles. And in 9th standard, we have studied corresponding angle test when two lines and their transversals are given. When a pair of corresponding angles are congruent to each other, the lines must be parallel to each other. Now, using this concept of corresponding angles, I can prove that PQ is parallel to BC. And if PQ is parallel to BC, then by basic proportionality theorem, I can write therefore AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. Now I am going to write it, that in triangle ABC, first of all they have given the two measures. Write those measures. Angle APQ is equal to angle ABC, which is equal to 60 degree. This is given. Now from that, those using measures, I can write therefore angle APQ is congruent to angle ABC, but these are corresponding angles, therefore line PQ is parallel to side BC using corresponding angle test. Since this is a pair, if you give this reason at the upper step, then it also correct. This is a pair of corresponding angles. And therefore the lines must be parallel to each other. And since in a triangle the lines are parallel, we can write therefore AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC by by basic proportionality theorem. Now this is the solution of our question number 4. Now only one question is remaining, that is question number 10. It is given as activity. Now I am going to write on blackboard, but if I am not having sufficient space, then consider and read that example carefully. Mark all the 3 examples from this practice set 1.2 as important. Now I am going to explain you figure question number 10. First of all, draw the same figure which is given in our textbook and write all the given things, that is entire proof. And here before writing the proof you have to write the given and also that which thing you are going to prove. Now first of all draw figure, write down the given things in short and then write the given activities. Now I am drawing only small figure on blackboard since I am not having here sufficient space on blackboard. I am taking question number 10 from this practice set. Again a triangle is given. Today I am not using scale. I am going to take more examples. There is a point inside that triangle. Join 3 lines like this. While drawing the figure, you have to use scale. Now again, there are 3 points here. Point P, point Q and point R. And another small triangle inside this figure is given. There is small triangle inside this figure. Since I have not used scale, I am not getting the exact figure. Point P, point Q and point R. And join those points again. P, joint PR and joint QR. Now, what is given? The point at the center is given as X and the triangle is triangle D, E and F. Now read the example carefully. That what is given here? In the figure, X is any point in the interior of triangle. Point X is joined to vertices of triangle. Now first thing they have given that 2 pairs of parallel lines they have given. I am going to write in short the given. First thing, segment PQ is parallel to segment D. Also, segment QR is parallel to segment EF. And we are going to prove that the remaining third side, that is segment PR, is also parallel to segment DF. Now the entire example is given as activity and that's why they have given some blanks in the proof. I am going to write it. In triangle XDE, PQ is parallel to DE. Now observe the given. First step, segment PQ is parallel to DE and they have given here blank. That means in that blank you have to write the reason given, which is given as write the answer. Now your first answer is this pair is given parallel to each other. And since observe the figure X, D and E, the triangle on this left hand side. Here segment PQ is parallel to DE. Now due to these parallel lines I will get XP upon, they have given one blank, is equal to, again one blank is there and this is QE. Observe on blackboard. XP is to PD. That means first answer is PD. And XQ is equal to QE. Again, the reason they have given here statement number 1 and basic proportionality theorem. I am going to write in short, but you write entire word basic proportionality theorem. Again in the second triangle, in triangle XEF, what is given? QR is parallel to EF. Now observe the second given thing, segment QR is parallel to segment EF. Therefore answer for this blank also given. When you are going to do these dots, this rule is there that only 3 dots for here to write the reason. Now therefore observe the figure X, E and F. This smaller triangle QR is parallel to EF. Now they have given that all the 4 blanks are given. I am going to write those. Then we will write the answer in between them. All 4 blanks are given. Now write the ratio XQ upon QE is equal to XR upon RF. Now for this they have also given here the blank. You are going to write the same reason, that is basic proportionality theorem. While writing this answer you have to write all the 3 words completely. Basic proportionality theorem. Now observe the statement number 1 as well as statement number 2. From this 1 and 2, XQ upon Q is common. Observe the given that these two are common here, and therefore the remaining 2 must be equal to each other. Therefore they have given all 4 blanks are again that there is equality between which 2 segments, which 2 ratio. Observe on blackboard XP upon PD is equal to XR upon RF. I am having 2 different expressions. In that expression, one ratio is common and therefore there is equality between the given 2 ratios. Now they have given here from 1 and 2. Now again, since in this remaining triangle we are having XP upon PD is equal to XR upon RF. This is our conclusion, and therefore the last step they have given that therefore segment PR is parallel to segment DF. But the reason is the converse of basic proportionality theorem. Now students, here we have completed our practice set 1.2. Now I am going to explain the next topic where you are going to revise the concept of similarity and the test of similarity which you have already completed in 9th standard. I am going to explain those, and then in next period we will complete our next exercise, that is 1.3 and 1.4. There is no elimination of examples in next 2 practice set. 1.3 we are going to learn it completely. 1.4 we are going to learn it completely, and that's why now I am going to explain you the concept of similarity. Now in 9th standard you have studied the congruency of triangles as well as the similarity of triangles. Now when 2 triangles are said to be similar to each other? When the shapes of the triangles are same but the measurements are in proportion, we can say that the given 2 triangles are similar to each other. But in mathematics, when we are going to prove that the given 2 triangles are similar to each other or not, which things we are going to observe? Observe the definition. Similarity. Suppose I am having 2 different triangles, triangle ABC and triangle PQR. Now I want to prove that the given two triangles are similar to each other or not. For that, first thing I need all the three pairs of corresponding angles must be congruent to each other. Now which pairs are corresponding angles? Angle A should be congruent to angle P since A is congruent to P. Second, angle B, it should be congruent to angle Q and angle C should be congruent to angle R. Now for this given one-to-one correspondence, I am having these three pairs of corresponding angles. These three corresponding angles must be congruent to each other as well as the corresponding sides of the given two triangles must be in proportion, and also AB is to PQ is equal to BC is to QR, and if that is equal to AC is to PR, then we can say that triangle ABC. Now I am going to do the sign of similarity. Please observe the sign. Then triangle PQ and R. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. Now this is the definition for similarity. Now here mathematicians have proved that for each and every triangle, to prove that the triangles are similar or not, we are not able to define, or there is no necessity to derive that all these six things are true or not. They have found some shortcuts. For those shortcuts in mathematics, we use the word the test of similarity of triangles. They have proved that the derivation of these shortcuts, that no need to prove that when all the sides and all the sides must be in proportion, all the three congruent pairs must be congruent to each other. We are going to learn now the test of similarity. Now I am going to show you that which are those shortcuts. Now we have just now completed the definition. By that definition, we need all the three corresponding angles must be congruent to all the three other corresponding angles. But here mathematicians have proved that suppose they have used triangle ABC and triangle PQR, and they have given that angle A is congruent to angle P, angle B is congruent to angle Q, angle C is congruent to angle R. That means they have given that all the three congruent angles are congruent to those corresponding angles. Now here mathematicians have proved that when all the three pairs of angles are congruent to each other, then their corresponding sides must be ultimately in proportion. That means there is no need to prove that the sides of these two triangles are in proportion. They are ultimately in proportion with each other, and therefore this test is known as angle test of similarity. Up to 8th standard, you have learned the statements of these test, but here no need to learn and by heart the statements. Only keep in mind when three angles are congruent to their corresponding angles, then the triangles are similar to each other, by which test? AAA test of similarity. But in 9th standard, you have studied one important property about the sum of measures of angles of a triangle. Here we have already completed that. Suppose if in a pair of triangle Angle A is congruent to angle P. Angle B is congruent to angle Q. Then we know that the measurement of the remaining angle is 180 minus the addition of these two, sum of these two measures. That means when I take the sum of these two measures and when I subtract this sum from 180, I will get the third remaining angle. That means my conclusion is, when in a pair, when two pairs of angles are congruent to each other, the third pair is ultimately congruent to each other. That means again one shortcut in this case, that is no need to prove this third pair also. That means this is one of the tests, but there is one shortcut. If I prove only two pairs of angles are congruent to each other, then also the given triangles are similar to each other by a test of similarity. Why? We know that when two pairs are congruent to each other, the remaining third pair is ultimately congruent to each other. Now these two are, that means this is only one test, but we have discussed as two. We can apply a test also. We can use a test also. Observe the given things and use this test. Now I am going to use the next test. That means I have learned first as a test of similarity. In this test only I have again discussed a test of similarity. That means when two pairs are congruent, the third one is ultimately congruent. Now I am going to discuss the second pair. Now here, in this next pair, we are going to discuss that when two sides are in proportion, suppose two pairs of triangles are given. Suppose this is triangle LMN and this is triangle D, E and F. They have given that LM is to D is equal to MN is to EF. We don't know about the third pair. This LM with D and MN with EF. Two sides are in proportion, and if the angle in between those two sides, that is if angle M is congruent to angle E, then we can say that triangle LMN is similar to triangle DF by which test? Side test of similarity. We are using many times this test of similarity, where the statement is when two corresponding sides are in proportion and if the angle in between those two sides are also congruent to each other, then we are using this test of similarity. Now the next and last and very easy test, that we have already proved that when three angles are in proportion, this is second test of similarity. Now the third one, I am going to prove that all the three sides are in proportion, then ultimately all the three angles, corresponding angles must be congruent to each other. Now I am going to explain it again. Suppose a triangle ABC and triangle PQR are given, and here also AB is to PQ is equal to BC is to QR, that is equal to AC is to PR. That means when all the three corresponding sides are in proportion, the triangles are similar to each other with A's test of similarity. That means here also mathematicians have proved that when all the three pairs of sides are in proportion, ultimately their corresponding angles must be congruent to each other. And this is the last test for similarity. Now, using this test of similarity, we are going to complete next practice set. I am not going to complete the entire practice set, but I will take 2-3 examples from this practice set. Now let us start practice set 1.3. Before that, in 9th standard, you have studied the properties of congruency of segments, angles and triangles. As well as here, I am going to explain you the properties of similarity of triangles. Now I am going to explain those properties. Please observe those properties. Now write down only the names of these tests of similarity from your textbook. No need to write the statements. Draw only the sufficient figure and write the names, that is angle, 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 only angle, angle, then side, angle, side, and the last one is side, side, side test of similarity. Now the properties of similarity. Here also there are three different properties of similarity. First one is known as reflexivity. What is the meaning of reflexivity? Each triangle is similar to itself. Now how I am going to write it? Triangle ABC is similar to triangle ABC. What is the meaning of this property? Every triangle is similar to itself. Now second, symmetry. Now what is the meaning of this property? If there are two different triangles, if first one is similar to second one, then I can easily say that second one is also similar to first one. Now I am going to write, if triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR, then if first statement is true, then and then only triangle PQR is similar to triangle ABC. Now the third and the last property I am going to write it as, which is known as transitivity. What is the meaning of transitivity? Here three different triangles are given and their relation is, first one is similar to second one is similar to third one. Here I can easily prove that if this is given, then the first triangle is similar to the third one. That means if triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR, second triangle PQR, and also triangle PQR is similar to triangle LMN, then I can easily write it as triangle ABC is similar to triangle LMN. We are using this third property where in given figure there is no direct connection between given two triangles. I found such a triangle which connect those two. That means I can easily prove that the first one is similar to second one is similar to the third one, and that's why first triangle is similar to the third triangle. Here we have proved this. Now we will complete 2-3 examples from practice set 1.3. We are going to complete this entire practice set, and that's why I am taking two examples only in this lecture. First two examples from practice set 1.3. One figure of triangle is given. Here in this practice set you are going to complete the each and every example. No elimination is given. This angle is given as 75 degree. Triangle is A, B and C. This is D, E and C. This angle is given as 75 degree. Now I am reading the given question. In figure, angle ABC is equal to 75 degree and angle EDC is equal to 75 degree. State which two triangles are similar and by which test. Also write the similarity of these two triangles by a proper one-to-one correspondence. Now, I want to write the names of the triangles. Write the first name as it is given, triangle ABC. Now I am going to write the name of the second one. Before that, I have to observe the figure. Angle B is congruent to angle D. That means D should be in between. C is the common angle to both the triangles, and therefore the position of point C should be at the last. B is congruent to D, C is congruent to C, and from this DC, which vertex is remaining? E, and therefore the one-to-one correspondence of the given two triangle is triangle ABC and triangle EDC. Do you get this point clear? That how you are going to write the one-to-one correspondence exactly? Write the first name as it is, triangle ABC. Since B is congruent to D, the position of B and D is in middle. Since C is the common angle to both the triangles, position of C is at the last, and then the remaining vertex is E, and here the third vertex is A. Now, write the names of the given angles, that in these two triangles, angle ABC is congruent to angle EDC, given each 75. It is given that this pair of angle is congruent to each other. Again, angle C is congruent to angle C. Here no need to write the names of the angle. Using three vertices, we can write this is common angle, and therefore triangle ABC is similar to triangle EDC, by which test? AA, test of similarity. And by which one-to-one correspondence? Triangle ABC, one-to-one correspondence. We are using this notation, triangle ED and C. Observe the entire example. They have not given the names. I have taken the exact one-to-one correspondence. Then measure of two angles given 75 degree. Therefore, this pair of angle is congruent. One pair of angle is common, and therefore the triangles are similar to each other by AA test of similarity. Here be careful. Don't write the sign of congruency, since you are going to prove that the triangles are similar to each other. Now we will complete second example from this practice set 1.3. Second example. Again, two different figures are given. I am going to draw those figures. Two triangles are given. The shape of the triangle is given right angle, but since they have not mentioned the angle as 90 degree, I am not going to tell that the given triangles are right angles. I am having the only length of all the three sides of the given triangle, that is 3, 5 and 4. Now read the example. Are the triangles in figure similar? If yes, by which test? Now observe the figure. I am going to explain it again. The shape of the given triangles is like a right angle, but there is no sign of right angle, and that's why I'm not having anything about the angles. Now I'm going to concentrate only on sides. Now observe the two triangles. I'm going to write the names in triangle PQR and triangle LMN. I'm going to write the ratio of their corresponding sides. Take the first one, PQ upon LM. PQ is equal to 6, LM is equal to 3, and therefore my decision is ratio is equal to 2 upon 1. Then take the second one, QR upon MN. That is equal to QR is 8, Mn is 4. Again, the ratio is 2 upon 1. My statement number 2. Now the third remaining ratio, PR upon Ln. PR upon Ln. Length of PR is 10 and length of Ln is 5. Again, ratio is 2 upon 1. My statement number from 1, 2 and 3 I will get PQ upon Ln is equal to QR upon Mn, that is equal to PR upon Ln. That is from 1, 2 and 3. And therefore my last statement is, therefore triangle PQR is similar to triangle LMN. By which test? By side test of similarity. Now I have completed two examples from practice set 1.3. In our next lecture, we will complete the remaining examples from this practice set 1.3. Till then, write down all the examples from 1.2 also, from 1.3 also. Write the test of similarity and also write down the properties of similarity of triangles. Thank you.